Welcome to the Multicultural Design Museum. Today we will take you on a tour of an African American living room in Atlanta, Georgia.
The occupants of this space are Will and Shay Dalen. This young couple has a truly unique love story.
Will was working for the Peace Corps in South Africa when he met Shay. Will is 32 and is originally from Atlanta, Georgia, while Shay is 28 and from South Africa. Will was assigned to help build schools in South Africa. Shay also enjoyed volunteering, so she participated in the project. Through working together for months on end, they got to know each other better and soon developed a strong friendship, which quickly turned romantic.
I remember painting the school with him and laughing at all of his goofy jokes.
Even though I was far from home, she made me feel comfortable and I really enjoyed spending time with her.
During their free time, Shay showed Will around her hometown and other parts of South Africa. Along the way, they collected artifacts from their travels, purchasing one from every place they'd been together. When Will's time at the Peace Corps was over, he convinced Shay to move to the U.S. and they bought a house together in Atlanta. We looked at so many houses. I was starting to think we would never find the right one.
They purchased a 1.5-story bungalow house that was close to the city center. Will and Shay fell in love with the quaint character of the small 2-bedroom home with an open floor plan and a spacious front porch. It was a perfect home to start their new life together. Shortly thereafter, Will proposed, and a year later they had a summer wedding on the coast of Georgia with all their family and friends. After spending a little over a year in their new house, they started to think about how to make this house better fit their personalities. They decided to renovate to create a home that reflected both of their cultural backgrounds.
The renovation process was time-consuming, but the couple worked very hard to get it done. When they finished renovating their new home, they were excited to show it to family and friends.
As you walk into the room, the first thing you notice is a grand fireplace. The fireplace in the living room was custom designed for this space. Wood and stone created a natural feel, while the transparent glass allowed for visual access to the adjacent room. The ledge on the fireplace is extended for additional seating. Sometimes after a stressful day, Will and Shay enjoy sitting by the fire with a glass of wine to unwind and relax. They also enjoy spending time together outside.
We like to go hiking and rock climbing in the summers. We love being outside and enjoying the warmth of the sun, so it was important for us to have natural light in the space. The windows in this room provide natural light and views into the backyard. When the windows are open, fresh air can circulate through the space. The windows are framed with a beautiful African textile, which can be closed for privacy or unwanted glare. The fabric that the curtains are made out of was woven by Shay's mother, who still lives in South Africa. She chose to design the fabric with these specific patterns and colors because they symbolize love, faithfulness, and harmony. The windows are architectural features that were a part of the existing house. However, in order to make the house a home, Will and Shay chose furniture and cultural decor.
One of the major furniture purchases was the sectional sofa. The sectional sofa is a great place to relax and spend time together as a family. Shay and Will like to sit on the sofa to watch the Atlanta Braves baseball team. The sectional sofa was purchased at IKEA and is upholstered in a comfortable brown fabric.
It was important to the couple to have enough seating for entertaining guests. In addition to the sofa, there is a curvilinear chair. The Diallo chair located next to the fireplace was a gift from Shay's parents. This chair was designed by a West African artist and is a great conversation starter piece. I think it is so cool that this chair was designed by Czech Diallo. He's a very famous designer where I come from, and I really admire his work.
Will and Shay have various African items which they have collected over time that they like to display. The bookcase was also found in IKEA and is made of 2 different tones of wood. Wood is a key material used in African design because it is a resource that is abundant in the woodlands and forests of Africa. The bookcase is a tapered form which provides a great place to store books as well as display artifacts and mementos from the couple's travels.
Will and Shay wanted their artifacts to stand out, so they chose a neutral color for the walls. However, they wanted to add some color to the space with an area rug to contrast the other neutral colors in the space. The area rug was purchased at a local store in Atlanta. Woven into the fabric are reds, blues, and several other colors. This piece added warmth to the space, and the pattern reflected African themes. The African theme is suggested in the geometric pattern.
A geometric pattern is also found in the center of the coffee table. The African textile incorporates opposing diagonal lines, which form a dynamic and powerful pattern. The coffee table is made of wood and wicker. The wicker is made up of pliable twigs, which are woven in repetitive patterns. This process is also used for basket weaving in Africa. The centerpiece of the room is a place to set a drink or put up your feet while sitting on the couch.
Across from the coffee table is the entertainment center. The entertainment center was a piece that Wills had since his first college apartment. It holds his most prized possession, the television. This piece has tapered legs like the bookcase and has storage within to keep movies and other items.
I think we need a bigger TV. The side table is also Will's. Will made the side table in his high school woodshop class. It is an important piece to Will because he put a lot of hard work into it. This is another place for storage as well as a place to set down drinks. The side table also holds one of the lamps in the room. The lamp has a red African textile around the shade and a yellow lamp base. In the evening, this light can be turned on for softer lighting.
While Will and Shay were in Africa, one of their favorite things to collect was artwork. There are many art pieces that are displayed in the living room. Above the sofa is a painting of Will's favorite animal, an elephant. When an elephant's trunk is pointed up, it's a symbol of good luck. The elephant is also a symbol of strength, loyalty, and patience. Therefore, this piece brings a positive mood to the space.
The African masks found on the wall were some of the items that Shay brought over. These are pieces that she had collected over the years. These different masks represent different African spirits. It is believed that the tribal dancers would become the spirits when they wore the masks. The small brown mask next to the shield has an interesting story. The mask represents the spirit of Anansi, a gifted storyteller who was granted the gift by the sky god. Anansi is often portrayed as a spider who spun a web to climb up to the house of the sky god. The sky god sends him on various quests and was so impressed by Anansi's trickery that he gave him the gift of storytelling so he could spin stories about life on Earth. I remember we got the long skinny mask while we were traveling together in Cape Town, South Africa. We found the mask close to the market where we had the Gatsby sandwiches for lunch.
The mask was way overpriced, and I remember you bargained with him to get a decent price. Next to the African mask is the African shield. The African shield was given to Will when he worked for the Peace Corps. They gave him the shield as a symbol of leadership for his service. Shields are usually used as methods of defense, but as the shield became more ornate, they became works of art as well. The crossed swords on the shields are a popular motif in African culture that recognizes courage and valor.
Another piece of art found in the living room is a triptych painting of 3 African women above the fireplace. The vibrant colors of this artwork brighten up the space. The clothing shown on the women is similar to the traditional African outfits, complete with a headdress. The couple enjoys collecting artwork because it visually communicates about African culture.
Drums are a common item in African culture that are handcrafted and used for celebratory events. The drum is included in the room because both Shay and Will have a love for music. The African drum is played to communicate, celebrate, mourn, and inspire. When they are not using it as a drum, they have a glass plate on top of it so they can double as a side table.
One of my favorite moments in South Africa was when me and Shay were exploring the city of Johannesburg and we stumbled upon a group of drummers playing in the street. We found out later that they weren't even a band. They had just found each other and started playing together. On the bookshelf is a small tribal statue that was brought from Africa. The piece is made of wood and symbolizes strength. Statues like this also represent African spirits. This small statue was something they found during their travels. It is a statue of a tribal chief that saved his village from a terrible storm. Long ago, a chief of a village received a message from God that a massive storm would bring great loss and terror to his village, unless he brought his people westward to safety. A typhoon swept through the village, tearing down trees and homes along the eastern coast of Africa. The chief led his people inland past the mountain ridge and out of harm's way of the monstrous typhoon. They thought this was an honorable story of leadership and courage, so they wanted to bring the statue home with them.
This space effectively combines Shay's African heritage and Will's American lifestyle. Shay's African heritage is displayed through textiles and artwork, like the African mask and the curtains made by her mother. Will's American lifestyle is displayed through the overall furniture layout. They enjoyed renovating this space together and hope to stay in this home for the long term. Will and Shay will continue to collect items from their travels and implement them into the rest of their home. We hope you enjoyed this Through the Keyhole experience at the Multicultural Design Museum.